What's up guys, back again with another video. This time I'm going to go over 10 things that Call of Duty World War II multiplayer needs in order to be great. And again, these aren't in any real specific order. Some of these things are clearly more important than others, but these are just the things that I feel have to be in the game in order for it to live up to the hype and check all the right boxes. So let's go. Number 10, Gibbing. This is one that's more for fun than necessity, but I think we can all agree that the more realistic this game is, the more enjoyable it's going to be. Now, to my knowledge, Gibbing was first introduced in COD multiplayer back in World at War, which was also a World War II game. Then it was kind of left out of pretty much every game up until Black Ops 3, where it finally came back. Then it was once again taken out in Infinite Warfare, although I think Infinite Warfare had some subtle forms of gibbing, but that's not like proper gibbing, if you know what I mean. And if you don't even know what I'm even talking about or what I'm referring to, gibbing is when your character gets dismembered or blown apart when they're killed with a high-powered weapon or an explosive. And in a World War II era game, I feel like this is a must-have. Number 9, it needs new game modes. Now, over the years, we've seen several new modes added to Call of Duty. We've seen Kill Confirmed, Cranked, Uplink, Hardpoint, Prop Hunt, Infected, Drop Zone, Gun Game, Sticks and Stones, many others. World War II needs a fresh new game type, something that is reflective of that era, but also something unique to any other modes that we've seen before. And as for what that could be, I have no idea. But I do think it needs something new in order to stand out among other COD games. And speaking of game modes real quick, I'm pretty confident we're not going to be seeing Uplink in this game at all, since there's no boosting. So we're most likely going to see the return of Capture the Flag or some sort of CTF variant. Just saying. But other than that, the game needs some new game modes, at least one new game mode. Number 8. This one's not going to be that popular amongst anybody, but we need a playlist for clans. I know. Probably going to get some dislikes for this one. Much of the community hates clan wars because of the severity of the pub stomping during clan war weekends and things like that. But why not just give clans their own playlist? Clans have been asking for this for the longest time, a spot for clans to just compete without interfering in public lobbies. I think the clan vibe in Call of Duty has been dying lately, but I do not think it's because the community doesn't have the passion for it. I think it's more because the developers have been refusing to integrate clan-related features into the game, so overall the community is kind of slouching as far as clans go. But I don't know, something for clans in this game would, in my opinion, and I'm sure in the opinion of many people who are in clans, it would be a welcome addition. Number 7, balanced kill streaks. Pretty straightforward here. Kill streak balance is something that has plagued Call of Duty. Certain games are okay, but if the kill streaks are unbalanced, a lot of people really get frustrated really fast. But just don't put kill streaks in support packages. Don't allow kill streak kills to earn your next kill streak for you. Don't allow kill streaks that are too hard or too easy to take down, etc., etc. You get the point. Just balance kill streaks. Make it fun and fair for everybody. Number 6, map variety. Of everything on my list, in my opinion, this one is probably the most difficult for the developers to do because the settings of World War II are all very similar and there really isn't much that you can do. Basically, you have, what do you have? You have like a beach setting, you have maybe like some open fields, and then you have like war-torn towns and cities and things like that. There's really just not much in terms of variety. The key is going to be making each location feel and play differently, as well as having different looks to them and things like that. Now, since they claim they're going to be going for a realistic vibe, I doubt we're going to see anything kind of, unique like a shopping mall map or a drive-in theater or a zoo or anything like that. But in order for the maps to be, fun, they're going to have to bring a good variety of locations and setups and, aesthetics and all these things. And I just think, personally for me, I think that's a real challenge in a game like this, but they got to pull it off. I don't want to play, 5 maps that all look and feel the same. There's got to be a good variety of maps. Number 5. Leaderboards and combat record. Not much to say about this one, except that it's got to be there at launch. No more waiting X amount of months for features that should have been on the disc to begin with. Number 4. Gun and equipment variety. Now, I'm not too worried about this one, but it's still very important. Now, contrary to popular belief, there was a pretty decent amount of weapons available at the time of World War II, as well as equipment, including some pretty crazy things that you probably have never even heard of, such as exploding rats. Yes, you heard that right. Back in World War II, a special operations executive officer collected a bunch of rats to be used as explosive traps. Now, the rats were cut open, filled with plastic explosive, they were sewn up, and then the plan was to strategically place them around enemy bunkers, and when the enemies find the dead rat, they'd pick it up by its tail, and they'd go to throw it in a fire to get rid of it, which in turn would cause a huge explosion, and bam, bunch of Nazis get toasted. Now, I don't know if this plan actually came to fruition, but it was definitely something that soldiers were seeking to try, and this is the type of innovative creativity that I want to see in this game. If we only have a few basic things like, flashbangs and, maybe like a gas grenade and a bouncing Betty, kind of like World at War had, I think, it's just not going to be enough. We're at the stage now where we should have a good amount of variety of equipment to choose from, so we can all customize our classes and tailor them to our specific needs and play styles. But it's going to be a challenge for them because there wasn't a lot of stuff going on back in that era. They got to be innovative. They got to think outside the box, make it seem realistic, but also give us variety. Definitely a challenge. Number 3. No flashy outfits or camos. Now, this is something that's kind of different as far as this list goes, because instead of being something that the game needs, I think this is something that the game definitely should not have at all. And that, like I just said, is flashy outfits or costumes, as well as crazy over-the-top gun camos. Now, if we start seeing, samurais and astronauts running around in a World War II setting, this game will quickly become a laughingstock. And if we're sticking with the element of realism here, then I'm afraid all of the flashy camos will have to go without as well. Now, I know it wasn't uncommon for soldiers to paint their guns during the war, but when they painted their weapons, they did it purely out of strategy, not because they wanted the flashiest looking weapon. So they'd paint it to look like sticks and twigs and foliage and leaves, actual camouflage so they can blend in better with the environment. There was no neon green tiger stripe pattern or flashy reflective purple chrome. That shit looks cool, but it's ridiculous, to be honest. So leave it out of the game. We don't need it in there. Number 2, something unique. Simply put, this multiplayer needs something unique, something that sets it apart from every other Call of Duty. For example, Black Ops 1 had the Dolphin Dive. Ghosts had the Corner Lean. Advanced Warfare had the boost packs. Black Ops 3 had the swimming and the wall running. Some of these games even had, interactive maps, things like, missiles that launched in the middle of the match, or spots where you can activate doors by pressing buttons, or shoot down trees and use them as a bridge to cross a gap. All of those things made those games unique to the series, mostly in subtle ways, but it still set them apart. Now, World War II needs something like that, and we already know of Headquarters, which is the central hub, social type area, comparative to Destiny's Moon. At least that's how people are understanding it. But that's sort of in between multiplayer. I'm talking more along the lines of something actually in the matches themselves, something that make the game feel unique among all of the rest. For example, something that people have been asking for many, many years is dynamic weather. Rain, hail, snow, dust storms, whatever. We haven't really seen a good display of dynamic weather in a COD game before. Another idea is maybe to have an actual storyline mixed in with multiplayer. Now, unfortunately, this wouldn't be that unique because both Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare have backstories and elements of some sort of plot ingrained into the multiplayer. But perhaps if that can be taken to the next level or something, I don't know. All I know is that in order for this game to be truly great, it needs to stand out among the crowd, not only among other Call of Duty titles, but it needs to stand out in a sea of FPS games as well. But anyways, down to number 1, and this is by far the most important thing that this game needs in order to be great in terms of its multiplayer, and that is connection. solid, fluid, stable connection. We don't want to be kicked out in the middle of games or have instances where we can't join lobbies or any of that type of bullshit. Connection is absolutely key if we're going to have a good time with this game. And if this game is going to be anywhere close to being great, the connection must be reliable, and that's that, simply put. But that's it for this video. Be sure to leave a comment below and let me know if you agree with my list or not. Tell me some of the things that you hope to see in the World War II multiplayer. And also be sure to go tickle that like button. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. But that's going to be it for me for now, so thank you all for watching. I'm Vile Self. Until next time, villains. Later.